And another thing. Why do all these females always choose Sparkit as their Nexus of choice, when there's nice Elestrals like me who just can't seem to catch a break? Am I right, guys?
Are you sure we want this guy on the team? He seems like a little bit of a Larvacell. Listen, it's either him or we're circling this guy.
Hey everybody, Joseph Rothschild here, aka MBT, back with a first episode of 20 Spirit Testing. Day has broken and daybreak is upon us, and with it a whole slew of new Elestrals. And I say fuck 'em. Back in my day, we didn't need Golden Fleece, and if the fog was dense, we stayed home. That's why today we are wandering out of the daylight and back into the cave to see if last format's best deck can work without its best boy. Presenting Thunder Nexus. So here's the list. As always, I'll give you a background about the archetype, a little bit of a discussion about what I hope the deck can do, and of course the card by card. With that, let's take a look at Thunder Nexus. Thunder Nexus was the best deck last format, and depending on who you ask and how excited they were to give you their opinion, you could hear everything from "the game is irrevocably ruined" to "I've started eating mutton and refusing to change my cat's litter box" as a little form of protest. The core of this strategy was two Elestrals: Astrabbit, which, when it receives a Thunder Spirit, will check the top of your deck and add the best card among the top 3 to your hand, and Sparkit, which allowed you to Nexus and hand rip a card out of your opponent's grip. Every other card in the deck supported this strategy. Elechic and Jolton found you Zeus and Mount Olympus, respectively, which were free spirits with which to Nexus. Altar of Stars protected your low attack Elestrals and occasionally procced the bunny, and it certainly helped that Race to the Top was independently one of the best cards from Frostfall. But then, disaster struck. The teeth were taken from this terrible twosome when this Tomcat was taken to Tartarus. Sparkit was banned, and with it his demise, so too died one of Elestral's best decks ever. Or did it? Sure, ripping a card out of the hand was broken, and yes, playing a control deck with perfect information is pretty strong, but as a great many very loud casters informed me, Astrabbit was the problem, and they have to be right, otherwise they wouldn't have been so loud. So today we're going to use a new tool given to Thunder Nexus in Daybreak, Larvacell. This Elestral allows you to Nexus and does very little else. When it receives a Solar Spirit, it can Special Ascend into a real nothing of a 2-drop, which can then Special Ascend again into one of the least exciting 3-drops in Elestral's history. We're going to try him out, but keep in mind his main purpose is to keep us in bunny business. So with that, let's get into the card by card. We'll begin with the slew of Elestrals you probably know from Thunder Nexus. We're playing 3 copies of Astrabbit, 3 copies of Elechic, 3 copies of Jolton, 2 copies of Toxion, still really good for getting into game states where the board has stalled, especially as really powerful water Elestrals with huge asses become more and more prominent. And of course, our newbie, 3 copies of Larvacell. The 2-drop that he goes into is Anacell, which can expend 2 Solars in order to Special Ascend into a Phosphacell from hand or deck. And if you cast a rune with Solar, you can enchant a Thunder from your Underworld to this Anacell, and Phosphacell, which gets 1 additional point of attack for each Solar enchanting it, can disenchant 2 Thunders in order to destroy a rune, and when it receives 1 or more Solars, can enchant 2 Thunders from your Underworld to it. There's a lot of weird, annoying things you can do with this card. Suffice it to say that Rune Pop effect will almost always be on exactly once. This means that he's able to clear out back row before going for anything, but unfortunately, since so much of the back row that is played these days is chainable, he's going to be in a bad position against a card like Gorgon's Gaze, or Tsunami, or PTA, or pretty much anything you can think of that isn't exactly Shield of Achilles. That said, his real purpose is just to be a game finisher in a board state where you've already taken control of what your opponent's doing. For runes, we're just playing the usual. 3 Tsunami, 3 Race to the Top, 3 Zeus, 2 Mount Olympus. This could be bumped to 3 depending on how important it is to fight over Stadium Wars. I'm expecting Atlantis and Rise to be at least somewhat playable in this upcoming format, so keep it in mind. 3 copies of Altar of Stars and Gorgon's Gaze, then 2 of PTA and Shield of Achilles. We're on 3 Ambro, which I go back and forth on in Thunder Nexus specifically. It goes so low, so early, that you do want a way to stay in the game even after you've expended most of your spirits, so Ambro's good for that, but it's such a bad card to find in an opener that really sucks in a deck that wants to see 2 very specific cards, you hate to dilute the list with cards that don't protect your setup. That said, the reason we're playing 3 in this version specifically is because it's a great card to proc the effect of Anacell. You can cast a rune with a Solar Elestral, here the copy of Ambrosia, in order to get a bunch of your Thunders onto the Anacell and make a really profitable Phosphocell play before it even has to trigger its own effect. Anyway, we're on a bunch of spirits you would expect, a ton of Zaptors, 4 Luminape, the absolute minimum you can get away with. Should maybe bump this up to 5, but you really need Thunders as well. The mana's not fantastic, and then 2 Leviathan for the Tsunami and the occasional Misenchant play. So with that, let's jump into a game.
All
Alright, Rabbit.
Yep.
Come to me, my funny bunny.
Folks, we love the funny bunny.
Oh my god, and he... Oh, after 10,000 years! For those of you at home, this is our first try. This is literal first try.
Game one.
Game 1.
Game 1, set 1, day 1.
Go ahead.
Alright. You know, I like that play a lot. I think I'm gonna do it too.
Sure.
You know, people will talk about how like about how like rabbit's so good, it's so annoying. Oh my god, but like I don't want to live in a world without rabbit.
That's the actual truth. I got a brief glimpse into the hell that is no rabbit when I played the app tournament today and just hit 5s. People being like, Gemini Elf is very powerful.
Back to you.
All right, you're about to see why they call me the Larvacell. Because I'm casting Larvacell.
Oh my god. I'm fogging out of my GD mind right now, dude.
Alright, and then I'll flip up Zeus.
Yo, the bluff set Zeus.
We're gonna go 2.
Sure.
We will attempt to use the effect of Larvacell to Nexus.
I agree.
It's like Sparkit never left. Astrabbit.
Don't you first special send?
Oh, he didn't actually receive Solar, so he won't.
That card. Oh god.
Yeah, this card might not be very good.
Yeah, rabbit's fine.
Oh my god. Oh my. Oh wait, that's actually quite strong. Wow, we have some actual plays we can do here. We'll crack the Zeus, targeting the rabbit.
Yep.
We will attempt. We'll set 1. We'll attempt to Larvacell over the rabbit.
Well, you just spent a Zeus, so I suppose it's worth this. This money.
Sure. Go ahead.
Yippee! It's time for more fucking foamy beats, baby.
Oh my god.
Gonna swing into the Larvacell?
I have much better, an altar of stars.
Oh my god.
Have you ever seen a more profitable altar of stars than this? Hard paid, off the Astrabbit onto another asshole. And then we'll switch the foamy.
Sure.
I guess theoretically we could switch the Larvacell to make the foamy crash, but I don't want to do that.
Oh, it's back to you.
Alright. Okay. Larvacell, activate your Nexus.
I don't really want that to happen. I'm gonna gaze that.
Gaze the Larvacell. Oh, you must be joking.
Yeah. I'm gonna force you to normal summon again to re-enchant if you want that rabbit triggering.
Oh, here's a funny thing that I've learned just now. So that Larvacell not only can't do the Nexus, he also can't Special Ascend.
Yeah, he can't receive enchantments, attack, Nexus, or Sound.
That sucks. I don't like that at all.
I like it quite a bit.
Let's re-enchant the Astrabbit.
Alright.
Huh. 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 That one. He can't even attack. What a loser. I'll cash him out. We'll go Amber off the Larvacell.
Sure.
The value.
Oh my god. It's so crazy.
Puts me under the Lavalith. Go ahead.
2 back row. Do I want to get aggressive or just chill? The way you've got it set up, the Larvacell isn't doing Oh,
What are you talking about? He's nexusing every turn. How do you not fear
true.
this creature?
You got how many in hand?
3.
I'm gonna re-enchant my rabbit.
Yeah.
So like, think about it. It could be anything. Even play.
You're going for it. I'm in.
Double water. Or 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a play. Okay. Always punished. Yeah, let's just go away in. Atlantis.
Yes.
Switch the foamy to attack.
Yes.
We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ooh, 11. That's. We're gonna set 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna try and foamy crash with the Larvacell.
No. We'll alter, pay off the Larvacell, and Nexus to the Larvacell.
Sure. Switching what?
The foamy.
Are you sure? You could switch the Ass Rabbit.
That is true, actually.
It's back to you.
Joseph, you're out of stuff. Fool, Zeus.
Oh my goodness. Zeus.
Larvacell, perform a Nexus.
I'm not letting that happen.
Can you stop?
I mean, I could. I want to, but I could.
I'll sink the rabbit here.
Sure.
Misenchant the Toxion.
That would do it. Except that actually, no, it wouldn't. Poison tipped arrow.
I'm gonna lose my mind. Yeah. That's fine. Battle.
Yeah.
Please let me kill the rabbit.
Larvacell cannot attack. It was Gorgon's Gates.
Please let me kill the rabbit. Do you want to pay out the PTA?
I would love to pay out the PTA.
Sure.
Just gotta think on what I'm paying with. I guess it's just this.
Go ahead.
Alright. Ambra?
Yeah.
God, I love Dark Ritual. We're gonna pick up an Alun to Leviathan.
Yes.
We're gonna go back down to 8 because we're gonna cast Eddie. And we're
Let's
gonna switch
go.
the rabbit to attack.
Uh-oh. Yep.
We're gonna switch the foamy to attack.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go to battle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try and crash the foamy and the Larvacell.
Sure.
Alright.
I'd say you served me well, but it would be lying.
Foamy effect.
Yes.
We're gonna cast out Stratagua from deck.
Yep.
And Stratagua effect is gonna heal me for 2.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna try for Eddie over the rabbit.
We have shield for that. We'll
Okay.
pay it.
Use 2 back. And it's back to you.
Let's go Toxion here.
Very annoying. Properly enchanted or misenchanted?
I'm gonna do it the right way. Let's sink the rabbit here.
Which one?
The rabbit.
Okay.
Let's try it.
Unfortunately. You know, I should have ambroed off it, but I was like, no, surely.
Go ahead.
I mean, you know I've got it. It's Edward.
It's Edward.
Let's put that rabbit to attack.
Eddie is crazy, man.
Eddie's so crazy. Eddie's gonna take out the rabbit.
Ow.
And it's back to you.
Let's go Elichick.
Sure.
Grab a Zeus.
Yep.
I will pay out this Zeus targeting the Eddie, I guess.
Sure.
I would kill for a Jolton. That would really help me out here.
Yeah, I imagine.
I will try to walk over the Eddie with Toxion.
I'll take it.
Go ahead.
Okay. Here we go. We're gonna kick things off with Poseidon.
Uh-oh. Yep.
We'll go for 2 on that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna Nexus.
That's fine.
Onto the Trotagua effect.
Yep.
Heal up. Then we're going to Ambrosia off the Trotagua.
Yep.
Picking up a Thunder, a Lunar, and a Water.
Mm-hmm.
One of each. I think it's time for the Fabled Aggro Trotagua.
Let's go.
Because we're going to cast another Eddy.
Oh my god.
And we're going to switch the Electric to defense, yeah.
Yep.
Eddy's a 5, so he's going to walk over the Toxion.
Yeah.
And then the Trotagua's going to kill the Electric.
Yes.
And it's back to you.
Okay. Oh, Jolton. Okay, here we go.
Hey, there he is.
So I have a Jolton play. It's just Jolton, race to the top, and we walk over the... How many cards do you have in hand?
2.
Let's go... Let's go Jolton.
Yep. Good lord, you still got so many cards in your hand.
Let's go Olympus. it's the play is so bad. Oh, it's terrible. Race. I'll target your 2.
Eddy's dead.
And then I'll walk.
Edward, no.
I'll set 1, I suppose. I'll walk over the Jotagua, and you are good to go.
All right. It's time for the Funny Bunny.
Yeah.
Effect of Rabbit.
Yes.
Ooh, those are very interesting things. Not that card.
Mm-hmm.
Probably going to regret it, but it doesn't matter. Set 1, and it's back to you.
Oh, perfect draw. I will cast
Don't say
Larvacell.
Oh, no.
Okay, can I cast this Divine Rune Misenchanted?
Why, yes, you can.
I'll do it. And then I'll attempt Larvacell.
Unfortunately, I don't have anything to say about it.
Larvacell, ascend!
Yes! Yes, it's happening! This is the first try, but it's happening!
Wow, I can't believe it. And guess what? This guy's even better because now I will use his effect.
Don't forget to put a
I'm
spirit
gonna
under
put a
it, yeah.
spirit under him. Let's put a Leviathan under him. Let's go Anacell effect. We'll expend 2 solar runes to ascend from our hand the fucking fossil cell. Boom!
Oh, it's peak.
Okay, let's get all these assholes in there. Okay, so he can do nothing because he's misenchanted. Phosphocell, attack now!
Yep, my rabbit's gone. You need my
wow.
Funny Bunny. I've lost him.
Jolton, also!
Yeah. Drop Thunder.
Go ahead.
Okay. What are the stats on that guy? So
7-4, because he does
very
not
nice.
have his effect.
Rock in a hard place. Paying a Water and a Lunar to pop either your big guy or Mount Olympus.
I will choose to pop Mount Olympus.
What? No. Next up, it's Spectrus.
Fuck, okay.
And then we're going to Poseidon to Nexus onto the Spectrus.
Yes.
And set 1 and hit over the Jolton for 1.
How could this happen? No. This was such a good showcase of this deck. It is really, really upsetting. Oh man.
It's peak. It's peak.
It is peak. So we're back with the deck, and I couldn't have asked for a better showcase as to why this deck ultimately fails. Let's do the pros and cons. First, the pros. 1, it's still pretty easy to do the Thunder thing. Elechic, Jolton, and Astrabbit are all independently very powerful Elestrals, and they pair extremely nicely with runes like Altar of Stars. 2, there's still not a really good answer in the format for turn 1 Astrabbit. It feels like a game-winning play, and back row's only gotten better. And 3, the list has a lot of room to grow. As rune suites become more defined, think Dense Fog, I wouldn't be surprised to see big changes in one of the format's most threat-light builds. And the cons. 1, Larvacell is not Sparkit. I think it's arguable that the hand rip was better than the rabbit procs, but playing without information really drives home just how important playing with information was. You could make more informed rabbit decisions, you had less overall threats to manage. Going without is a big ask. 2, the Phosphocell line is not fantastic. Thunder Nexus already goes way down in spirits early, especially when paired against format mainstays like Water, and expending 4 or 5 just to get to a middling boss that'll eat an EQ isn't great. And 3, the spirits are really bad. If you want to make use of Larvacell, you'll need to play at minimum 4 solar. Couple that with the court-ordered 2 water, and you'll find yourself cutting Lavalith just to sneak in more thunders for rabbit procs. All in all, last format Thunder Nexus it is not. Now that's not a bad thing, that deck was bullshit, but it's clear it's going to take more than Larvacell to shock this deck back to life.